media personality, Forbes West Africa correspondent, Peace Hyde, and comedian, TV host, Shay Brown.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
You all look absolutely stunning.
You look beautiful. And you will agree with me that my co-host looks stunning too.
Stop it. You look quite dapper yourself, Shay.
I wouldn't say no.
Well, I would like to say a very, very, very warm welcome. I actually flew in from Ghana this morning, and I feel absolutely honored to be here with you tonight at the African Diaspora Awards. This is the 5th edition. It's very huge.
Well, my own story is different. I flew in from West Side, California, yeah. So my own flight wasn't that long.
Why is it that when I said that I flew in from Ghana, I didn't hear any cheers? Where are my Ghanaians, please? Kweku, I didn't hear you shouting loud enough. Let's do that again. Where are my Ghanaians in the house? Yes, you're most welcome.
Where are my Nigerian Americans in the house? That's how you know Nigerians are Nigerians.
Well, tonight we're celebrating something that's very close to my heart. We're celebrating the pursuit of knowledge and entrepreneurialism in education. I think it's fair time to say that Africans are doing phenomenal things right now, and they are really taking ownership of each of their business fields. So what better than to share it with some amazing honorees I can see in the audience as well.
Yes, also if you've been listening to the news about 5 years ago, United Nations released the statistics that says Africans, especially from Nigeria and Ghana, are the most educated ethnic groups in North America. And as a young African, I found out that I needed to be amongst those statistics because it's also true that for every Ivy League college you have in America, as an African, as a lecturer, or student, or even a janitor. And I said, oh, I wanted to be part of that statistics. And by the special grace of God, I stand proudly before you to say that as at this last graduation, I can beat my chest to say I went to Harvard too. Actually, for my cousin's graduation. But it's on record that I went to Harvard. Job be beefing, yeah? So tonight, we're going to introduce our first speaker.
Yes, a very exceptional entrepreneur and philanthropist. Oh.
Yeah, I got a profile right here.
Oh, sorry.
It's too long, man. I can't put this in my brain right now. I dollars. Her name is Magdalena Cooper. I'm sure that she needs no introduction to those of us in this community right here today. A philanthropist and a businesswoman. Ms. Cooper is the founding chair of the Magdalena Cooper Foundation and the MCF Academy in Liberia. And it's a tuition-free academy. That means if you find yourself in Liberia, you don't have no school to go, you can go there. All right. She's a Black Enterprise magazine named her the Power Woman of the Year in diaspora, and she's been doing us proud. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Magdalena Cooper.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. As the host of the evening said, my name is Magdalena Cooper, the founding chair of the Magdalena Cooper Foundation and the MCF Academy. Originally from Liberia, but a universal African woman. It's just absolutely wonderful to be here tonight. I couldn't be more excited to be an African woman than today. I just see so much wonderful things ahead for Africa. I just feel so great to be part of the movement that's taking place towards the advancement of Africa. If you agree with me, please give me a hand of Africa is moving forward. Africa is moving forward. Irrespective of what has been said, what the past has been, Africa is moving forward. We have so many amazing young people who's being honored tonight for the great work they do in being part of that movement towards the advancement of Africa. I have a school in Liberia that educates children who have been left behind, children who no one wanted, but today those kids have a story. I have a few friends here with me tonight who actually support some of those children, like my sister Zelma Davis, Georgie Badiel. I'm here also with Daniel Harrington and Rima Dumitskaya. You know, I cannot forget the old-fashioned term. I am my brother's and my sister's keeper. Every African person in this room, being the sound of my voice, has to remember that. In order to move Africa forward, we must continue to be our brothers and sisters' keepers. We must open a way for those who are trying hard to elevate themselves towards something in this life. We can't always wait for the Western world to give us an opportunity before we seize those opportunities. As an African, there are so many of us who are in high places, living great and fabulous lives. I want to see more of us pull up our brothers and sisters from the bottoms up. It is imperative that we do, once again, become our brothers and sisters' keeper, because that's the only way Africa can move forward. No one else is going to take the responsibility of Africa into their hands and do it well, as Africans can. To all of my Afro-Politian sisters and brothers, you guys are the hope for Africa's future. We're counting on you heavily. You're not here in America or in the Western world to just party and wear the fashion, the high fashion brands. You have a huge responsibility on your shoulders. A huge responsibility. Wherever we left off, we're counting on you with your Harvard education, with your Howard education, with your Penn State education. We're counting on you to come back home and stop accepting the idea that our leaders are corrupted. You are going to change that. You are going to be those leaders that are not corrupted. You're going to change the face of Africa. We are counting on you. I'm counting on you. Well, I'm not here to make a long speech, but I do hope you enjoy this evening. And once again, to all my African brothers and sisters, and the Friends of Africa, I don't want to leave anyone out. To the Friends of Africa, we thank you for all you have done for Africa. But we're counting on the next generation, the young people, heavily, to move Africa forward. I took it upon myself to educate 200 children at a boarding school where they pay absolutely no tuition. Absolutely no tuition to pay. That's one person, Miguel Cooper. There's a room filled with beautiful, educated, smart Africans. Together we can do more. We once again must remember we are our brothers and sisters' keeper. We together, hands in hand, will move Africa forward. Enjoy your evening. Congratulations to all of the wonderful recipients of the award tonight. Debo, thank you for your hard work. I got the first award when they started a few years back. I was one of the first recipients of the award. And I make sure I make an effort whenever I'm in the U.S. to come and support. That's what we must do, support each other in our initiatives. It is very important. Not to say I don't like what they're doing because it's whatever is done by part of my agenda. We must support each other, just as the Jewish and every other community does. We must support each other. We must put away the gossips and the cheap talk. People like to gossip about Miguel Cooper, but you know what? Those gossipers who's writing about me, they're getting $10,000 for each gossip they write about me. So, let's put a negative talk aside and continue to be what we should be to each other, our brothers and sisters keeper. Good night and thank you.
Welcome on stage, Genevieve Umbamalu, Ronkel Kat, Emmanuel Uwababa.
We are here to present. Can you all hear me? No. I don't think we need the mic, right? We can project. Can we? No. We are here to present the 2015 ADA Academic Achievement Award. The recipient this year is CUNY USS. The university's Student Senate mission is to preserve the accessibility, affordability, and excellence of higher education within the City University of New York. The organization is charged with protecting the rights of the student body, furthering the cause of public higher education, and promoting the general welfare of its student constituents and the university. The USS delegates are responsible for the representative governance of the 500,000 students of the 24 CUNY campuses.
So these CUNY students have a very, very long tradition of serving the city of New York. The vast majority of CUNY graduates stay within the states and contribute to our dynamic economy. So understanding that CUNY is vital to our city, USSS has fought throughout the years to ensure that CUNY remains an affordable and accessible university, a university that caters to all New Yorkers.
Receiving the ADA 2015 Academic Achievement Award on behalf of CUNY USS is Joseph Awaje, the USS chairperson.
Round of applause.
Congratulations. And we'll wait for Joseph to make his way, his grand entrance onto the stage.
I'm not Joseph.
Oh, so Joseph is not. So we have a representative who will accept the award on behalf of CUNY USS.
Hi everybody, my name is Melissa. Joseph is stuck in traffic, but we are representatives of CUNY and the University Student Senate, and we want to thank you, and we do accept the award. Thank you so much.
Welcome on stage, Applause Africa's team, Kwani Sola, Shakira, Cheyenne, and Sam.
Good evening, everyone. Today, we will be presenting an award to the young, to YAM, and this organization has done a tremendous work to impact Africa.
Young African MBAs consist of the best and brightest Africans and African Americans from the world's top business and professional schools. YAM makes it possible for Fortune 500s and Africa-based companies to harness this new emerging talent in industries such as finance, healthcare, and tech.
Receiving tonight's award for the organizational impact is Young African MBA. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, everyone. I would first of all like to thank the Applause Africa organization. I would like to thank Debo Shion. And on behalf of the Young African MBAs, the board, the management, staff, and all of our members, my name is Yinka Akinyemi, and I gladly accept this award. On stage with me tonight is Priscilla Fasoro, Tolu Owodini, and Feyi Oshunkaru. So very briefly about YAM, Young African MBAs, and why we founded YAM. 4 of us came together in the summer of 2012, post-business schools. We went to 4 different business schools, and our Africa story was very different. But I think one thing we had in mind, or one thing we had in common was what type of impact we wanted to have in Africa. You know, I think when you look at the problem with Africa today, one could say the lack of talent, or the brain drain, so to speak, started in the late 70s when a lot of our people left the continent and came over. You know, that was a major problem. And so you have a lot of talented individuals in the room today. You have a lot of talented individuals outside of the continent. You know, I think that leads to the second issue, a lot of those people don't necessarily know how to start, where to start, what to do in order to give back. And then you have the third and the most critical issue. In terms of making an impact on the continent, those who are doing it are not necessarily us. And who better to make impact and develop our motherland than us? So that's really where we think we come to play, or where we feel we can help out, bridging that gap, making a connection between employers and talented folks who are looking to go back, mentoring young Africans in the diaspora, and getting leaders on the continent to have an audience with young Africans over here. We have a lot of changes that could be done. Africa has the youngest workforce. We have an extremely talented population, if not the most talented. We're extremely hardworking. And it's time for us to make our impact and our footprint on the world. So my call to action to you all tonight is please support organizations like ours. Please support Applause Africa, or please support other African organizations. Make yourself heard, make an impact, and make your voice heard. Thank you very much.
Director of Miss Nigeria's USA to introduce the Designer of the Year award.
In the competitive world of design, particularly fashion, what Al Hassan Touré has accomplished in a decade is no small feature. He has carved out a name for himself in an industry long since dominated by European and American fashion powerhouses.
Al Hassan Touré's celebrity clientele consists of Raekwon the Chef, Wu-Tang Clan, Russell Simmons, Chris Brown, Swizz Beatz, Alicia Keys, P. Diddy, Busta Rhymes, Snoop Dogg, Raven Simone, Tyler Perry, Tony Ribbons, Wizkid, Davido, and Promisi from VIP.
Al Hassan Touré went from tailoring on Harlem 125th Road to becoming a personal designer to the stars. It was in Harlem that he met the entertainers who would eventually become his clients and inspire his signature line, Touré Design. Please help me welcome ADA 2015 Designer of the Year Award Touré, Al Hassan.
First of all, I want to thank God, all praise due to Allah, and I want to thank my family and friends for supporting me all these years, for 20 years doing this, and I want to thank Applause Africa and African Diaspora Awards for really giving me this award. It's really I'm blessed for this, you know what I mean? So I just want to thank everybody that in this place and recognizing, hard work I did for 20 years, and God bless Africa, and please let's pray for this mess in this world. Let's pray for this world, peace of world. It's too much killing is going on. Let's keep praying. All right. Thank you very much, and have a blessed night.
How's everybody doing? You guys cold?
Yeah, I'm not feeling much.
How's everybody doing? Right. Well, personally, I've themed this year the year of the women.
Yes.
Okay, let me break it down. Number one, Uzo Aduba. Women endings back to back. Taraji. Desiani.
Why did you have to go and do that?
Do you know how strong you have to be as a woman to be able to make 30 billion over a period of time? The men, we are sleeping. We need to wake up. Under our nose, 13 billion. Come on. We need to do something about that. It's the year of the women.
It is the year of the women. I think women are doing exceptional things on the continent. I won't mention any particular names, but
my sister also has a foundation, tuition-free school in Liberia, while some other are investing in Louboutin, Louis V, Prada, Gucci. She's dedicating her resources to educate children in Africa. Where my brothers are, let us put our dollars and cents together and start some sort of school. I don't care what they do in that school. Let's just start the tuition-free school for brothers in Africa, right? Right, brothers? Right, brothers? We're going to do something.
I don't think I agree with you somehow.
I don't care what we teach them in that school, whether it's, they'll do things. All right, next we're going to introduce the presenters for the Fashion Designer of the Year.
yes, we have a representative from the Brussels airline.
Brussels Airlines, one of our officials. Well, let's give a round of applause, brothers. Elimonio, let's give him a round of applause as they come on stage. Anytime I call it airline.
I don't think the round of applause is loud enough. Maybe we'll give them a Do you know, I think we should just stay out here and spend some more time with them.
Well, I think it's an African thing, like in
around
America.
time.
See, in America, when you introduce the president, you say, ladies and gentlemen, President of the United States of America, President Barack Obama, just goes, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. It comes, no issues. We introduce Nigerian president like that, it's going to be issues. But you see, when you introduce us, you have to name all our titles. Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, OFR, GCFR, NFA, HIV, HIVS. President, you put the name, I will listen. I'm just saying, you just have to mention our titles for us to feel acknowledged. So, ladies and gentlemen, one of the representatives of our big major sponsors tonight, Brussels Airlines.
This is an evaluation of the introduction. I think we need a bit more letters in there.
Ladies and gentlemen, the representative of one of the best airlines, 5-star airline, flying in the air, land and sea. Man, you must be an African.
I'm coming from Kinshasa. The flight was very punctual, but I got stuck in the traffic jam. So I might be an African, but I think the organization is as African as I am because I was meant to share this with someone else. I'm discovering the first part of the speech. So I'll be presenting the Creative Artist of the Year. If art is the soul of every culture, then Africa's soul is a colorful patchwork, infused with the unique hearts of 54 countries. The Creative Artist of the Year award honors individuals whose creative endeavors have made a significant impact and have pushed Africa's distinctive and imitable artistry to the international stage. Nicole Amatafio is one of the Financial Times top 25 Africans to watch 2015. After a successful launch of the hit web series, An African City, the show hit 1 million views within the first several weeks of its release, and therefore is considered as one of Africa's most successful online series. Mrs. Amatafio just completed the production for the second season of An African City, coming out winter 2016. Before venturing into the television film industry, Nicole began her career in international development, where she worked in policies such as the African Growth and Opportunity Act at the Whittaker Group. She is best known for her time as the first ever social media strategist for the African continent at the World Bank. Please join us in honoring ADA 2015 Creative Artist of the Year, Nicole Amatafio, creator and executive producer of An African City web series. Big applause for her.
I was 12 years old, and I was going to school in Westchester, New York, just about 45 minutes from here. And I remember a kid in my class saying that the one way to get rid of AIDS in this world would be to just blow up Africa. I went home crying. I felt powerless because I knew the reputation that my continent had. But I knew I could not be angry with him, because what does the world tell him Africa is? If he would ask his teachers what Africa is, what would they tell him? What would his parents tell him Africa is? They would tell him what the news outlets say, what the media says, what Hollywood says. But then it dawned on me that one day I could have the power to tell the world what I say Africa is. And that's what I did through film and television. An African City is more than just a TV show. It's a movement. It's a movement for us to tell our stories, for us, by us. I want to thank my grandparents for being the first storytellers of the African continent to me. I want to thank my family and friends for encouraging me to create my dream in African City. I want to thank my brothers who are here in the audience today. I want to thank my high school bestie, Karen Powell. I want to thank my business partner, Millie Monio. I want to thank all those who feel called to being not just part of hashtag An African City, but hashtag An African Movement. Be part of the movement. Thank you.
Welcome to the stage, Somi and Sienna, to introduce the Person of the Year award.
Danai Gurira is best known for playing Michonne on the AMC series The Walking Dead and Jill on the HBO series Treme. Her other acting credits include roles on Mother of George, The Visitor, Ghost Town, Restless City, and My Soul to Take. Recently, Lupita Nyong'o starred in Gurira's 2009 play Eclipsed at the Public Theater. It was announced this fall that the play would move to Broadway from off-Broadway. The play is set in war-torn Liberia and focuses on 3 women who are living as sex slaves to a rebel commander. Gurira began writing plays because she wanted to give a platform to the stories she felt needed to be told. She co-wrote and co-starred in the off-Broadway play In the Continuum, which won her an Obie Award, an Outer Critics Circle Award, and a Helen Hayes Award for Best Lead Actress. In December 2011, in the Continuum commemorated World AIDS Day 2011, the play was sponsored by the US Embassy in Zimbabwe and was performed at Harare's theater and featured the story of two women who were navigating the world after contracting the HIV/AIDS virus.
In 2011, Danai co-founded Almasi, an organization dedicated to continuing arts education in Zimbabwe. And in 2015, she signed an open letter begun by the One campaign. The letter was addressed to Angela Merkel and Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma, urging them to focus on women as they serve as the head of the G7 in Germany and the AU in South Africa, respectively. It is with great honor we present the award to the awesomely talented. Please join us as we celebrate the Person of the Year, Danai Guerrera. It is unfortunate she couldn't be here with us, but we have Somi who is going to accept the award on her behalf.
On behalf of Gurira, my sister friend, and somebody that I admire a great deal, I know that she is thankful for all of you for celebrating her. I know she's thankful to tell the stories of ourselves. So thank you for acknowledging those stories, for acknowledging her commitment to the continent and to the work of art. So thank you so much.
Welcome to the stage, Lillian Ajayi, to introduce Excellence in Entrepreneur of the Year.
Good evening. In the world of business, there are entrepreneurs, and then there are entrepreneurial visionaries who do not look to play the game, but they're there to change it. There are innovators who dare to take the risk, who are capable of turning the unrealistic into reality, who focus on solutions instead of becoming mired in the problem. Chid Liberté, co-founder of Liberty and Justice, Africa's first trade certified apparel company, working with entertainment, technology, finance, inspired by the Nobel Peace Prize winner, Liberian Women's Peace Movement. Chid co-founded Africa's first fair trade certified apparel factory to provide economic opportunities for internal displaced women on what balance and what's vulnerable, and also to address unemployment. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and welcome Chid Liberté, ADA's Entrepreneurialism.
Did it. First of all, thank you to Applause Africa. I haven't been back on the continent since March, but tonight I do not feel like I'm in New York. This is among the most African experiences I've had in quite a while, in many ways. You know, I told my mom today that I was going to be honored as Entrepreneur of the Year. And she said, well, unless I'm getting any more money, I don't know what change in your entrepreneurial career. So she made me very clear that I wasn't too deserving of this award, but the people that I would like to honor with this award, as they mentioned, are the women in Liberia that started the peace movement, that inspired me to go home after 28 years, found the first fair trade factory there. The women who work in our factory and our co-owners, who are my definition of amazing grace. My amazing teammates, Chloe and Jenny and Kathleen and Shannon, who are here tonight, adding some diversity to our crowd. And of course, the almost 8,000 children that we put in school this year by providing free uniforms. You know, if there's one thing that we can be dedicated to as a people, it's education on our continent. if there's one thing that we can do, 60% of kids in Liberia cannot go to school right now, 60%. And if you can imagine this problem and how it pervades through our continent, how many Kennedy Odedes, how many Nicoles, how many Atis, how many of these people are never getting the chance to actually come here and shine? And so I really hope if there's one thing we can invest in, it's our kids' futures. And on that note, I will say thank you very much and see you again.
A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I kind of noticed that everybody's kind of looking tense and you guys are looking uncomfortable. I'm here to just tell everybody to relax. I know that there was a threat against New York, okay? But this place is not one of those places, okay? There's a bunch of Africans in here. We are not the target. Because you know, Africans don't play. Everybody's been looking at the exit sign like, okay, all right. Just in case anything happens, let me know the nearest place to go. Relax, okay? I'm confident that nothing, ain't nobody coming for me. I don't have those kind of millions in my account yet, you know? Or maybe some of you here have it, so let us know now so that we share the money, you know? It's been an eventful year, you know, a lot of things happened that, you know, I just feel we need to talk about. As Africans, you know, when some things happen in this part of the world, we can't but observe, you know, because some things are just strange to us. Like me, personally, I'm speaking from my own personal experience. And you know, I have told my African American friends, there's a new movement going on in America called Black Lives Matter, right? Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. And I've told my American friends, it's an easy thing. I don't know how you guys in this world think. You see, where we come from, I don't care how young you are, I don't care how innocent you look. When a man has a gun, from that moment, he's older than me. So when I address you, if he was like a 10-year-old, I'm like, hey, you boy, come right here. And he comes with a gun. Like what you say, I'm like, good morning, sir. How can I help you, sir? I am your boy. Whatever you want me to do, I shall do. Your wish is my command. Now and forever. We respect. It's only here you guys see somebody with a gun, you're still like trying to prove your right. Yeah, I got my right. Yeah. There is no right in a bullet. Hello? And I tell them too, like, you see, where we're different is, it is only in America, as we're in this hall, a man with a gun will come in here and you will think it's part of the awards. Where we come from, when you see a man with a gun, the only thing on my mind is the exit sign. You guys wait here and ask questions. We ask questions when we're in the same place. And you can say, what was that? Was that part of the show? You can say, oh, it was part of the show. Well, it's too late right now, I'm in my house. Ask your question at the right places. Black lives matter, Black lives matter. My life matters too. And let me tell you something. We have been trained, our ears have been trained to sense danger before they happen. Because you see, before you can bring out your gun and shoot, you have to release the safety catch. That thing makes a sound. I know it. I don't want to know if it's a bolt, if it's a door, I am out. I don't ask questions. You guys like ask a lot of questions here. No, I mean, asking questions have brought you guys how far you've come. America is a great place. And I've confirmed that America is a great place. I confirmed 2 years ago that America is the greatest country in the world. How did I know? 2 years ago, they had government shut down for 10 days. And they still had lights. There was still transportation. There was still food. And they called that government shutdown. You want to see government shutdown? Come to my country. Government has not even declared they are shutting down. Things are already shutting down. Government shutdown. Everything is still working. When I heard there was going to be government shutdown, I stocked my house with food. Bought gas in my car, and I was waiting. Government shutdown. Day 1, day 2, day 3. Everything still happened. People are still going about their business. I'm like, wow. America is a great country indeed. Man, imagine a country so great where they are depressed, they get fat. Where we come from, being fat is evidence of good living. In this part of the world, so imagine that their own depression is our own sign of good living. That means that country is great. America. Great country. Only in America, you see a lion walk into this building right now. They will think it's one of the show. They say, oh my God, it's so beautiful. It's only in America that something that can kill you will be beautiful. That's why they die beautiful deaths. America. Beautiful. Great country. But people here, just don't understand how you guys think. You guys are spoiled. In this part of the world, you get hit by a car, you sleep on the floor, wait for ambulance, the police to come. In Africa, when the car hits you, you get up, you run, you call police themselves, you run to the hospital on one leg. They say, who is the patient? I say, I am the patient. That is us, that's where we come from. Africa. In this part of the world, you expect that when the man sees you, he should come and, be cautious and like, hello. Hi, how you doing? In Africa, we assume for you. It is in this part of the world, you need to go like on the first date, second date, third date, 10th date. And it is when you get familiar, you start using words like, baby. When the African man, or let me just say, when Nigerians approach you, there's already familiarity. So don't be surprised when the Nigerian man comes to meet you and for the first time, they are not seeing you for just saying, baby, how far? Like, you can't call me baby, you don't even know me. We don't need to know, we have been looking at each other. So you don't even want to get to know me. Knowing is for later. Right now, let us acquaint ourselves. And it is only in this part of the world that, I keep saying that, you see, as a man, whenever you see a lady, there's a song that goes in your mind. And it is influenced by your background. Like for instance, when you see somebody from the UK, when you see a beautiful lady, British, very formal people, 3-piece suit, bowler hat, walking stick, you just hear songs like, take my hand, take my whole life too, 'cause I can't help. Hopeless romantics. And he'll give you a bouquet of roses, like, oh my God, it's so romantic. Now, that's why I like Americans. Americans are the most informal people in the world. Only Americans will see a straight line, but will come in a zigzag manner. You know them by the way they walk. You sure you sad. You know their song? I will never find another lover sweeter than you, sweeter than you. Cause you are close to me, you like my mother, close to me, you like my somebody you just met now. Closer than your mother, closer than your father, that's a big lie. That's Americans. Now Nigerians. Even the most romantic of Nigerian is Shadibanj. He's aggressive. Let it song. My sugar banana, I wanna tell you, mama, I wanna tell you, mama, is it my boss? If you want to tell your mind, I wanna tell you, mama, I wanna tell you, mama, and what? Even the one that everybody shout the flavor. He sees a lady, he wants to eat her like food. My jollof rice, yo. What did they do today? Do you know how you eat jollof rice? So unromantic. But you don't blame us, we just try our possible best, to do it the best way we can. And it's only in this part of the world everybody wants to be a hero. Oh my God, when you watch news out, we found a hero today. There was a house boy in one hero, jumped in the building and saved 2 kids. Hero saw armed robbers, jumped in the building. Hero saw something that was about to shoot, jumped in the building. Hero. 200 girls, 2,000 girls have been missing in Nigeria. No superhero has flown there to go and save them. We're still waiting for those heroes. That's why I love my country, Nigeria. Nobody wants to be a hero. You want to die by yourself. That's why it's easy for you to wake up in this part of the world. You go on Empire State Building and say, I am going to jump! They will have to beg you with helicopter. Wasting taxpayers' money. Helicopter. Police, please don't jump. They will show you iPad with your children. Look at your kids. They're begging you to jump. And you sit there, no, leave me, I'm gonna jump. Try it in Lagos. Don't even go too far, just go on second floor, say, I am Nobody has time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. And let me tell you something. I've heard about racism everywhere. My personal experience, the most racist people towards me are my fellow black brothers. Anytime they see me and I talk, they hear my accent, they say, yo, where you from? If I make the mistake of saying California, I say, shut up, fool. Where are you originally from? I'm like, okay, I thought we were all one. No, we ain't one. My forefathers came on a slave ship in chains, man. Brother man, you came on a plane. You telling me we won? I'm like, okay, I am from Nigeria, West Africa, thank you very much. And I thought we were one. We ain't one. But when I see white people, they're nice to me. They will ask me the most ridiculous question. Hello, you from Africa? Have you eaten? I'm like, really? Yes, because we heard that with $2 we can feed 20 children at a time. I'm like, those kids are grown. They are president of their country now. Anywhere you go in America, they say, wow, from the blacks, from the white, we are the victim. African lives matter. That's the new movement right now, right? African lives matter. That's what I'm talking about. How many of you are happy to be here tonight? So many of my African brothers and sisters are being honored tonight. And, you know, I would one day love to be one of them. You know, growing up, I wanted to be a medical doctor. But as you can see, I'm not one. And that is due to no fault of mine. My O levels spoke differently from me. So when I saw my O levels, physics, chemistry, you see biology, they didn't bother to release, so I'm not so embarrassed. But you know what? One day, I'm going to get an honorary doctorate degree from my college. When I get that money, I'll go back and give them that money. Give me my doctorate. Someday I'm going to get it. Everybody, you ready? We're going to go into the next set of awards. Sit back, relax. Nobody is coming for you. They don't care about us. It's those other people. Now, maybe because we now have some Americans in the house, let me see your hands up. Americans in the house? Alright, if you're an African, you can now move away from them. Maybe that's what the problem is. Alright, I'll see you guys in a bit. Thank you very much.
Welcome Annalise Balogun and Abia to introduce the Excellence in Service Award.
Good evening. Word is Dr. Oluyemi Badero, President and CEO of Cardiac Specialist of Brooklyn LLC, earned his medical degree from Obafemi Awolowo University, formerly University of Ife, Nigeria, before immigrating to the USA in 1988. Dr. Badero received his internship and residency training at SUNY Health Services Center, Brooklyn, New York, where he also served as chief medical resident. He completed an unprecedented 9 years of postgraduate training in 4 specialties: internal medicine, critical care medicine, cardiovascular disease, and interventional cardiology, the latter at Yale University program in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Dr. Badero is triple board certified and one of a select group of Africans in the US who are board certified interventional cardiologists.
Dr. Badero, widely published in several peer-reviewed journals and neighborhood magazines, is a recipient of several awards and prizes for academic and scholastic excellence, including a Congressional Award and Citation, and the Great Ife Alumni Award for Excellence and Distinction. He has been featured in the network's journal cover story, Best Doctors in New York, and was listed for 5 consecutive years in America's Best Cardiologists, published by the Institute of National Consumer Affairs, California. Dr. Badero was recently featured and received an award from the prestigious Castle Connolly Best Doctors in the United States in the specialty of interventional cardiology in 2012. He was also ranked in the Best Cardiologist in the United States by the world-acclaimed U.S. News and World Report in 2013. Dr. Badaro's favorite slogan to his patients is, "When it comes to matters of the heart, we get to the heart of the matter."
Help us to welcome the 2015 Excellence in Service and Award recipient, Worthy Sir
Oyemi Badaro.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's indeed a pleasure to be here tonight to receive this recognition. I first want to thank the organizers of this event for this recognition and for putting this event together. I was here last year and I was very, very impressed by how it was conducted and the caliber of people that were invited at that time. A number of people will come to me and they say, why do you focus on fixing the heart? And I remember when I was a little kid, somebody told me that there was a famous robber by the name of John Sortin. And when they go to him and say, why do you rob the bank? And he says, that's where the money is. Coming from the shores of Nigeria over 20 years ago to the United States to study in vitro fertilization, I realized that the heart is where the health is. And you know, I learned a long time ago that some people sit on the fence and wait for things to happen, and others get off the fence and make things happen. We've been challenged tonight to look for the greatness in Africa, to not sit on the fence, to get off and make things happen. We should see opportunities in every difficulty and not the other way around. So when I see my patients and they say, tell us, why do you like the heart so much? I tell them jokingly that when I was in college, some of my patients, some of my friends, and they were very smooth and they were very, very suave. They broke so many hearts. Their hearts were broken too by some women. And I figured I could make up for whatever they did by becoming a cardiologist. So I tell my patients, when it comes to matters of the heart, I get to the heart of the matter, literally. And getting to the heart of the matter, I want to dedicate this award to my two of my hearts are in the audience. My daughters, Dara, please stand up and let them see you. And Femi, this is for you. Femi, please get up and let them recognize you. Femi, please. Okay, please, ladies and gentlemen, these are my hearts. Thank you very much for having me.
Welcome on stage, Loza Malembo, Bobby Digi, Yolanda Sangweni, to introduce the Friends of Africa Award.
Councilwoman Laurier Kumbo was born and raised in Brooklyn. As a cultural leader, entrepreneur, activist, college professor, educator, lecturer, and small business owner working in the nonprofit sector, Ms. Kumbo has dedicated her life to community development and preserving the dynamic elements of diversity that make Brooklyn, New York, what it is today. At the age of 22, while pursuing her graduate studies at NYU, Laurie used her coursework to develop Mokada, Brooklyn's first museum of contemporary African Diasporan Arts. Can we give it up? A Black woman started a museum in Brooklyn. Laurie incorporated Mokada as a 501c3 nonprofit institution and with enthusiastic support from the Brooklyn community of Bed-Stuy and surrounding neighborhoods. And I'm sure each of us have been to Mokada and patronized such a wonderful institution.
Over 14 years ago, former executive director of Mokada, Councilwoman Laurie Kumbo, had a dream to create a space that would showcase the talent of artists of the African diaspora, and also serve as a resource for community to engage in arts. And 14 years later, the dream has been realized. But also, she solidified a place for the African diasporans to
showcase their arts and heritage. Lori has taught everyone who has worked with her at the museum in the borough of Brooklyn and communities of colors abroad that the lesson, if we do not preserve our heritage and culture, no one else will. And I'm gonna go off the script a little bit to say that Lori has been a supporter of the movement Bring Back Our Girls, hosting multiple press conferences in City Hall and connecting the founders of Bring Back Our Girls New York with resources and continue to push the message and push that our girls should be brought back. So it's a pleasure and it's an honor to introduce someone that's very dear to me, very special, Councilman Lori Cumbo.
Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. Give it up to them, aren't they beautiful? I am so proud to receive this award. I know that Bobby Digi had recommended me for this particular award, and I certainly want to thank him because it is so important, as it was said, that this is the year and the time of the woman, and it's so dynamic when our black men can raise up black women and give them the support, the acknowledgement that we so need in order to do the work that we do on an everyday basis. So I thank you for this award. I thank you for recognizing my work, and it is an honor to be here. I want to say, just to go off of script for a second, while I am honored to receive this award, I got to talk about it for a second. The Friend of Africa Award. You know I got to say something about that. My girl Karen Jamont, who is here with me, is from Trinidad, and we saw that, we were like, oh, I guess we're friends now. But what I want to say about that is that it's so important. When I started Mokata, I'm African American, but I grew up in a Caribbean community where Dr. Badero has his practice that serves predominantly our West Indian community. So when I started the museum, I didn't want to start an African American museum because I identified with Caribbean culture, because that's where I was born and raised, but at the same time knew that the continent of Africa was the connection of all of us. So the success of the museum 15 years later has not been because predominantly the African American or the African or the Caribbean community or the Afro-Latino community supported. It's because we united as one. And in 2 years, we will be moving into a $12 million state-of-the-art museum in the borough of Brooklyn, representing our history and our culture and showing the diversity of the diaspora of all of the beauty. Because for me, when 276 girls in Nigeria are kidnapped, or a woman such as Sandra Bland is executed in Texas, or we see a young girl who is dragged out of her classroom by a police officer very violently in South Carolina, we have to understand and recognize that we have to support one another wherever it is. Whether it is in Kenya, whether it is in Nigeria, we can no longer continue to cry about why others don't acknowledge our pain. We have to acknowledge our own pain. We have to acknowledge our own tragedies. We have to make sure that we raise up our voices wherever they are, all throughout the diaspora. Because when we unite, that is when the power happens. And I just want to say, on the entrepreneurial level here in New York City, I just want to give you a snapshot. New York City does $18 billion in contracts. 3.9% of those contracts are done with minority and women-owned businesses. Only 3.9%. And of that, 4/10 are done with African Americans, and 0.5% are done with Latinos. So collectively combined, we are doing less than 1% of the contracts of the city of New York, which are $18 billion. So as Malcolm X said, there's going to come a time when we are going to have to work together because we have no other choice. It is important that we unite, that we come together, and we make sure that collectively through our voices, we are able to come together to make sure that those numbers rise. Because if we don't come together, the circumstances and situations that we see ourselves in are going to be replicated by our grandchildren and their grandchildren and their grandchildren and their grandchildren and their grandchildren. We have to make sure that we put our collective voices together and that we cry out when anytime someone has been defeated or hurt or having something like a kidnapping that has happened to our young girls. Those are our girls, and we have to make sure that we raise our voice. And finally, as an elected official, it's always dangerous to give us a microphone. But I just want to say, finally, this is such a beautiful presentation, and this is such a beautiful award, and it's so wonderful for us to be able to share in these opportunities and to raise each other up. Because we can't continue to look for opportunities for others to raise us up. If you looked at that wonderful dynamic performance by Sar, he has traveled internationally all over the world through Fela. But it's when someone else acknowledges it, is the crowd packed and everyone is here and paying hundreds and thousands of dollars to see him. We have to recognize that when he comes back to our community, we have to embrace him and support him in the same exact way. Those are our performers, they are our culture, and they are our people. So let's make sure when he donates his time, we have to come out en masse and fill out the place. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for this award. Thank you so very much to my presenters, and thank you everyone for recognizing me this evening. Have a wonderful evening.
To introduce the recipient Community Leadership Award.
Before I sort of read off text, I just want to say to everybody there's some amazing people getting awards here, and a lot of things are being done, but I actually think it starts with us being respectful to individuals. Tardiness, where people are performing on their phone, stuff like that, we can start with ourselves first. Thank you. The Community Leadership Award recognizes an African in the diaspora who exemplifies this next person. Ati Woku is the founder and executive director of Seeds of Africa, an NGO creating holistic education and community development centers within urban communities in Africa. She's grown the organization so that it now serves over 120 children in its schools and more than 50 mothers in the community development program.
The Dream School is a Seeds of Africa campaign that was launched in October 2014 to raise $2.2 million to fund the creation of an Ethiopian community center as well as an academy. It will serve up to 600 students, their families, and the Adamo community. Ms. Worku, a former fashion model herself, has represented well-renowned brands such as JCPenney, Dillard, and Neiman Marcus. In 2005, she won Miss Ethiopia and went on to represent her country at the Miss Universe pageant in Bangkok, Thailand.
Please join us in welcoming Miss Ati Woku.
Thank you. Thank you very much for this award. I really appreciate it. When I started Seeds of Africa over 8 years ago, I really was not thinking of standing here and accepting an award. I really just wanted to do something because I believe that every child deserves the best quality education possible wherever they come from. And I really appreciate everybody that has helped me along the way. There's no way I would have gotten to where I am by myself. It's through my friends, my board members. Some of my friends were here with me, Sarah, Lindy, my seat takers, Talina, Milton, Hiwate. Thank you so much for coming and supporting me. Thank you for all the work that you're doing to help me and making this dream a reality. I also really want to say thank you to all the people that work with Seeds of Africa, all of our teachers in Ethiopia that are not, out here with us in New York and just getting an award, but really doing the work and working with our students and our children, and also our children and their families who are really the stars of everything we do. I think we all can do a lot to our communities. I think we can do more to serve our communities. Serving our communities should not just be something we do when we have kind of like gone up through our own journey. I think it's something we do as we go through life. I think we can do it with whatever little thing we have. And if we all come together and support our students, our children, who are the future of Africa and the world, there's a lot more we can do. Thank you so much.
Welcome on stage, the Transfers Global Director, Jake Fix, and Eunice Omale to introduce the Transfers Advocate of the Year to ACON Latin Africa.
More of an applause.
Everyone's enjoying the program. Yes. So my name is Eunice Omale. And we are so honored to be standing here before you to introduce our next honoree. Like many of us who has immigrated from Lagos, Nigeria, to Cape Town, to Accra, many of us have traveled millions of miles to come to the United States. And Tion Young, author, has immigrated to the United States with very little in his pocket. And he came with a dream. And I know that theme has been resonating throughout this evening, but it's very true. Incredibly smart and gifted, very little money, and here in the United States with a vision to become someone great. And we are here tonight to celebrate him. What's interesting about his story is the fact that he started off as a community activist, and he worked on President Obama's first campaign, which successfully had him in the White House. And from there, he decided to start an organization called Give One, which really just focuses on youth leadership and entrepreneurship. And his work and effort all throughout Africa, 20 countries and 31 countries all over the world, giving youth all over the world incredible empowerment so they can focus on their businesses and help others along the way. And that theme has resonated with him all throughout his life. So much so, he partnered up with ACON to start an organization called ACON Lighting Africa. We've all heard it in the news, ACON this, ACON that. But what you don't know about Tion Young is the fact that he decided to focus his efforts on energy, empowering up Africa, along with ACON and Samba Bakali. And what everyone doesn't know is that he was recently appointed the U.S. Ambassador to the Department of Energy by President Barack Obama. A fellow African, helping lift up another African, so that here we are tonight celebrating one of our very own, a leader, an author, a philanthropist, and community activist.
So please, everybody, give us a round of applause so that we can present the TransFast Advocate of the Year Award to
Tion Young.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Applause Magazine, for the work you're doing for the continent. On behalf of ACON, my partner and brother, and Samba Bakali, all of us, and the entire team of ACON Lighting Africa, we thank you for this honor. It means a lot to us to be able to be here to accept this on behalf of so many of our people back home who, until we give an opportunity to those young people that I meet in the slums of Kenya, who, unlike you and I today, if we don't do nothing, they will be like me growing up in Africa. They will never be able to study at night because of lack of energy. I remember growing up in Kaulak, and my grandfather used to wake me up very early in the morning to finish the homework that I had to study at night because the lack of energy and the sun went down a little early. This is why when I invited Akon in 2013 to come to the Give One Project's program in Washington, D.C., the two of us sat down and decided what we're going to do for the continent. And the first thing that went to my mind was, you know, how can I do to make sure that our young people, the future of Africa, will cross those bridges that I didn't have? Because I know if we have no energy, we have no education. When we have no energy, we have no health. Because I met some women somewhere in Kai, in Mali, in Gabon, in Ghana, in Nigeria, in Mozambique, in Kenya, in South Africa. And they tell me at night, they cannot walk to go to the Poste de Santé, the health clinic, because there is no energy. If you have to deliver a baby many times today, our mothers and aunts and sisters were left behind are still going through the dark to do it. You are the lucky ones. We are the lucky ones. But whom much is given, much is required. 2 days ago, I just got here from the border of Africa and Europe. In Seta, it's a city 45 minutes away from Tangier. And I've never seen what I've seen in my entire life. 100-something young people that I met living in the jungles, on top of the mountains in a very cold weather, try to enter crossing the border to go to Europe. Some of them been there for 2-3 years with no food, nothing. They have to come out on the street to look for bread and go back. These are my sisters and my brothers who just want what we got, who just think that maybe if they have a chance to go to Europe or come to here in America, their life might change. Maybe they will be one day, like you and I, will go home and build a house for our mothers and sisters. And unfortunately, along the way, more than 5,000 young people have died on the water to try to cross that border. This is our brothers and sisters. And this is in their honor. I give this honor in the spirit. We will never rest until we give the same opportunity we have here to our brothers and sisters in Africa. To close, I will say to you that Africa will not develop without its diaspora. There's nothing wrong with living here, having a good apartment and a house and a car. But if your dream is just to have that and go home and build a house and show that you have some money, you have no ambition. Because the real ambition is to create a better Africa for our children and their children. Because each generation is called to answer some key questions. In this great country that we are today, that we're enjoying, somebody had to fight to create a way for black people like you and I, or young Barack Hussein Obama to become the first African American president of the United States. It didn't happen overnight. Somebody had to fight for that. Somebody had to sacrifice to create that room. But tonight I'm asking you, what are we creating for the future of Africa? What will be our calling to make sure that our children will be proud to be back, but they will be proud to be from Africa? This is my fight. This is Samba Bachile's fight. This is Akon's fight. Because we could have been like everyone, stay in the United States and do nothing. But it's an obligation, and I applaud all of you who are already doing the fight. And those who are thinking about it, we need you to join us, because together we can unify our continent, and together we can create a better Africa that the world will be amazed, because Asia did it, the United States did it, Europe did it, and the proud sons of Africa, the new children of Africa, are ready to change Africa. Thank you. God bless you. Keep it great.
Hello. Hello. When I say hello, you say hi. Hello. Hello. Okay, you guys sound tired. But I want you all to know that there's after party. You know, sex.
There's a bit of energy here.
Okay, there's gonna be after party. Okay, all right. Okay, first I would like to recognize some of our past honorees of some awards. We have Mr. Benga Akinagbe. He's here. Please, can you stand up? Okay, you know, that's our own in Hollywood doing us proud. And we have Tony Okumbowa. And also our own Lola Agunaike. Lola Agunaike. I would like to meet her. I've been seeing her on TV for a long time. I'd like to meet you in person like an African man.
Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me the way you're looking at me. I know there's a problem, right?
Okay, all right. So you have some announcements?
Yes, we'd like to welcome on stage Rob Burner of Arik Airlines.
Let's give a round of applause, please. Yes. Arik Airlines. You know, we all know when it comes to sponsoring and supporting, you know, Africans in the diaspora, especially here in the United States, Arik Airlines, they always come on board. Let's give a round of applause.
Let's also give a round for Mariama Ketia, the founder of Homai.
A round of applause.
And Ambassador Philbert Johnson of Ghana to the UN.
Let's give them a round of applause.
And they're presenting the Humanitarian Award of the Year.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I come from Ghana, a country that values African diaspora. A country that was born out of the good contribution of Africans all over the world. A country that believes that your collective and inclusive contribution would advance our continent. And so, I am proud to join Robert and Mariama to present the Humanitarian Award, believing that you will become patrons to develop our continent.
As this evening marks a celebration of Africa's humanitarians, committed to making a difference in the world we live in, we would like to honor the outstanding achievements of Mr. Kennedy Odada, who is the Chief CEO and co-founder of Shining Hope for Communities. As a former street child, he lived most of his life in Kibera, Africa's largest slum. Mr. Kennedy Odada founded Shining Hope for Communities with savings from his $1 per day factory job. The organization is scaling across Kenya's slums with a model that links free schools for girls to holistic community services for all, currently focused on the Kibera and Mathare slums.
So in 2015, the Shining Hope for Communities programs collectively has served 76,000 individuals. Yes. Olivia was named also a Forbes 30 Under 30 social entrepreneur and recently won the Muhammad Ali Humanitarian Award. His work has also been featured in the New York Times, CNN, the Project Syndicate has published his work and also been recognized by former presidents, Bill Clinton and Chelsea Clinton, and also in a documentary by Nicholas Kristof, who was also part of the New York Times. He was also the World Economic Forum Young Global Leader and received a full scholarship to Wesleyan University, where he currently serves as the Board of Trustees. So let's give us a warm welcome and celebrate the 2015 ABA Humanitarian Year Award to Mr. Kennedy Award.
Wow, thank you so much. I'm very humble, and this is for my team, Shoko team, and my wife Jessica here. And my life, I come from Kenya, and I had a very tough life. But I want to talk about two things. One, the old Africa and the new Africa. In the old Africa, politicians made us to be against each other, community against community. But this new Africa, whereby the young people are driving, is making hope. And I'm very optimistic about that. In new Africa, young people and the continent don't judge you for who you are. Amen. And we are all equal. We are all normal. Amen. That's a new Africa. It's an Africa that has no homophobia. Amen. It's an Africa that a street boy can also have opportunity. Yes. And have hope for this Africa. The new Africa is about Ubuntu. Yes. Because of you, I survived. Thank you so much.
Michael Kotu, can you please join us on stage? Shehu Ario, please join us on stage. What should I say? I don't know. Thank everybody coming here tonight. You could have been somewhere else, or you are here to join us. Thank you. I really appreciate every one of you. I appreciate all the honoring. Thank you, Chief, Sion, Kennedy, Ati, Nicole, all of you. You're doing great, amazing things, and we can all. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna read this. Alone I can enjoy, but together we can celebrate. Alone I can smile, but together we can laugh. That is the beauty of human relation. We are nothing without each other. I'm glad that, this generation is my generation, it's your generation. And we can't do this alone. It's not about Debo, it's not about Michael, it's not about any one of the Applause team, but it's about all of us. What can we do? How can we make impact in Africa? How do we come together as a family and do something great? Do something to Africa and do something here where we stay. We all live here. We are Africans in the diaspora. Everybody's doing an amazing thing, but the few people that are taking their time to, I don't know, Magdala Cooper, you have a school in Liberia for the orphanage, Tion, Hakon, cheat, even the Ebola can't stop you. If the Ebola can stop you, then nothing will stop you. Artists, Seed of Africa, you know, Nicole, the African City series, you know, much love. I do respect each and every one of you tonight, and I'm glad that you're here with us. And all the past honorees that are here tonight, Lola, I thank you. Tony, a good friend, Benja Kinagbe, thank you. And also, this won't happen without transfers. Please help me clap for transfers. This won't happen without transfers. Brussels Airline, thank you. Delta, you know. Let me say something about Brussels Airline. Eddie Kenson was supposed to be with us tonight, but he couldn't make it. 2 days ago, we had this text from him that, oh, Debo, I wouldn't be able to make it on Saturday. I was robbed in Uganda, and I couldn't find my passport. Tion is not here. Akon was supposed to be here too, but something happened in Mali, and they said, hey, I won't be here tonight, but we can do something great later on. So I apologize on behalf of Akon and on behalf of Eddie Kenson. These are my team, and you know, I can't do anything without them. Please.
Thank you so much for coming out tonight. Thank you. Well, like Debo said, this is just wonderful. It's the 5th edition of the African Diaspora Awards, and we just want to thank everyone for following us all these past years. You know, from the first day when we started this journey until now. You know, this is like everyone knows, is an extension of what we do in the magazine. So for us to have this followership, like this is in New York City, and we're trying to celebrate Africans back home on the continent. So it's always wonderful when we can get this much crowd to come out to celebrate us. It's just very hard to like follow up after what Tion said, that Africa will not develop if diaspora doesn't. You know, so I think that's kind of very important. We as a diaspora here, we need to figure out what we want to do for the continent and begin to do it, not just think about it, but actually do it. And I think one of the great things about being in this building, you know, is that you can interact, you can network, and you can know each other and figure out, if this guy can do it, so can I. I like the fact that everybody that came on stage just even said, I was here the last year and I didn't know I was going to be honored this year. And some people said, oh, I'm looking forward to be honored at some point. That can happen, and it's not just because we're friends with everybody, it's because we see what you do and we just want to celebrate you and tell your story so that people can understand and be able to connect with you and do what you do. So on behalf of everyone from Applause Africa, we want to thank you so much for coming out tonight. We were supposed to demo our new app, which is in iTunes, but we couldn't connect the iPad to the projector, but please download the app in iTunes. It's called Applause Africa. Follow us on Twitter, Applause Africa, you know, on Instagram, Applause Africa, Facebook, Applause Africa. Then most importantly, please subscribe to the magazine, get a copy from Barnes & Nobles, and if you have any questions, anything you want to share with us, please, you know where to find us. We're very, very, you know, available people. So once again, on behalf of the team, I would like to thank everyone for coming out tonight, and so much happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays, and we look forward to working with everyone here next year. We'll be bigger than this. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Laurie Campbell. Thank you, Laurie Campbell. Mukada. Thank you so much.
Right now, we will be presenting Sa and Ricardo, who performed on Fela. Welcome them.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Fela Acoustic Project. I'm sure most of you have heard of Fela and Ikolapo Kuti. This is going to be a bit of a departure from what you're used to. See if you can name that tune before you hit a chorus. Natori
inside small. Natori, I won't drag you. History self inside small. One bus they come now. They pass for my side. A different Calcutta Republic. One man inside the bus. Him start to yab. Him say, look those people. They be yeah people. They be army go people. Another man stand. Him say, don't call them like that. They be my people. Before you know, commotion done starts. Big trouble, big arguments, big fights, big everything. Commotion they go, commotion they come. Fight they start, fight they stop. Trouble they turn around and round. Before conductor convex now. Him said I carry everything. I carry this boss. I carry you passengers. Him say police station, yeah. Oh. Him say police station, yeah. Oh. This country now. This country now. Uniform start to yab. We go for front back now. Them say bring me the Bella people. Make a come take them for what? I go shut this big mouth for them. Then I hand them that must do. That is how this country be. That is how this country be. That is why everything is scatter. That is why everything is scatter. Why everything is scatter. Tell them, make them, yeah. No wonder they roll. No wonder happy Davids them they roll. No wonder happy Davids them they stop suddenly. No wonder people know they jump. No wonder money know they blow. No wonder they roll. No wonder they roll. No wonder they roll. No wonder they roll. Tell them, make them, yeah.
I'm gonna jump